Hey everyone, we got a new poster boy. His name is Chris Godderup. In case you haven't noticed, the last PGA winner in Hawaii, inaugural event of the year, and the man has got incredible talent. This video is to show you that everything he does, we teach in spades. This will help so many aspects of your game and help you understand how to visualize and how natural the golf swing is. Stick with us. We're going to go through all of those aspects, and at the end of the video, you're going to see this shot he hit. The final shot he hit in Hawaii was an iron off the tee that went 29 feet in the air. It was so nonchalantly struck. Now, I want to show you just how difficult that shot was. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 14. Let's go check what got him to being such an incredible shot maker that will, in my prediction, give him a British Open. In case you're new here, my name is Shawn Clement. I'm a PGA teaching specialist. I've been teaching this game now, closing in on 40 years. Full-time since 1988. I'm also a PGA Tour coach, as well as a former Golf Channel Academy instructor. You guys are in great hands. Okay, let's start with that super strong grip of his. And by the way, I've got a list of names. 150 of the top 200 players in the world have a strong to super strong grip. Gotterup is on the super strong side. He's got that 4-knuckle grip. And you'll notice when we start here neutral, see how my grip is neutral right now? My club face is significantly closed. So when I get behind my shot, notice when I square up the club, that brings that shaft forward. So he has that natural shaft lean that's going to give him incredible piercing shots, very nicely compressed shots. Then look at that backswing. So if we go to the backswing turn and the weight shift, this is classic wisdom in golf. You'll go back to a video I did back in 2007 on YouTube called Best Downswing Weight Shift. And on the premium channel, it's called Weight Shift with Savvy, all right? So you'll notice in the backswing, he immediately allows that trail leg to extend, forcing that hip back towards the target. So if we look at how weight shift happens in the golf swing, if I'm going to fall forward to start walking, my center of gravity falls out of position. I got to take a step to support myself, and that's how you walk. If I'm going to walk backwards, I'm going to lean backwards and catch myself backwards. So what Chris does in his backswing is he'll throw himself out of balance backwards. So as he's coming back, notice how it looks like he's teetering towards the target. Then as a reflex action, this is so cool, he catches himself with that left leg. Now the brain's got the ground, using the ground naturally to get him out of the way, and that lag of his is spectacular. What allows him to be so deep in the lag? Simple. The super strong grip that he has. So observe as if I try to hammer a nail straight down into this sledgehammer, then I want to hammer something straight through. There it is, the Chris Godderup super strong grip with that shaft lean. Well, you'll notice that when I'm hammering down, I have shaft lean. I collect the nail here and I'm driving the nail through. I'm collecting the nail here and driving that nail through until I get that release. So if you look at that beautiful, I like mine tied up. if you look at that beautiful fall and then let it fall through, notice his head staying back? Because if he allows his head to go forward, he can't find the target anymore. We're not hitting down on the ball. We're hitting through the ball and towards the target. So that strong grip allows him to stay back, collect the ball here, release the ball there, and then he gets into that wonderful release into that finish. Just absolutely brilliant. So big turn equals proper weight shift equals engagement of kinetic chain and proper sequencing. Gathers here, releases there. As opposed to neutral grip square face, try to get through, can't, gotta release early, gotta square up early, then I've got this angle of attack that's non-existent. And I'm dumping everything at the ball. So can't be a shot maker from there because everything's going to balloon up there. So if you got trouble with very high shots and lack of distance, it all starts with this super strong grip. So have a look at one of our very important videos. It's called Most Important Video on Grip Ever, Shawn Clement. And there's some great information in that video. It's going to lead you to our premium channel in the event that you want to do that. And there's a wonderful continuation of why that's going to work at giving you the ability to become a shot maker for yourself. Okay? So now that we have that grip and that setup, you'll notice Chris Godderup's alignment is very much to the left. So if you look at it from down the line, he is literally aiming way left of the green. So we got that strong grip. We have an alignment that's way back there, so or way to the left. What does that do to ball position? It allows his ball position to be further back in his stance. So if you look at the golf swing is a natural arc. So you can see my club is bottoming out naturally in front of the ball right now, right? So if you look at it from down the line, I've got this beautiful arc. See how everything's back from the inside, squares up here, and then returns to the inside. See that beautiful arc? So if I play that ball further back in my stance, I'm going to have a tendency to push that shot off to the right. So if I line up further left and keep that ball back in my stance, then I can hit shots that go very straight. See how that left side of the green? And you hear how solid that contact was? So I could play that ball just a hair further back in my stance, get behind it. Now I could start it to the right of that intermediate point. And there you have it. So my stance is going way left, but I still have access to the right side of that green. Extremely well struck, by the way. So we're using ball position to get the ball online. And I always tell my students, it's far better to have a mistake of aiming too far left than too far right. Because if you're aiming too far right and you got to swing towards the target, you're literally a physical impediment to yourself. But if I'm aiming out to the left and then I play the ball back in my stance, that's Lee Trevino, Fred Couples, and now Chris Godderup. So I have access to the target, no problem. Look how gorgeous that one is. So there's an 8-iron with a very piercing trajectory off this mat. And I've got that at peak height at about 80 feet. And I've got that sucker way back in my stance with a very, very strong grip. So that takes care of alignment and ball position, angle of attack, nice compression. By the way, Chris Godderup is a prolific driver of the golf ball. He can flat out get it out there. We have a special announcement for you. We are now empty nesters. Both our kids are out of the house. They've bought their own places. And we now have this amazing apartment in our house. It's a beautiful studio apartment. And we have an open invitation for you to come and experience our wonderful way of learning the game of golf and improving that. So you'll be improving with myself, Sav on the golf course, so your performance is on the golf course, your performance is in the gym or with your club hit speed with Moo. We'll have barbecues in our backyard. You should see it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful view over the St. Lawrence River. And so we'll be having breakfast or coffee in the morning. We're only a minute away from the golf course, so we'll be having lunch over there. And it's just going to be an all-out amazing experience for you. We'll take you out to Quebec City and show you the sights over there. We'll pick you up from the airport. All you need is a plane ticket in here, and we'll take care of the rest. So we're looking forward to showing you the best of times right here in Quebec City for you and your loved ones and your golf game. Let's start with a couple of drives, and then I'm going to show you that 29-foot shot. I've got my 1-iron. It's a Mizuno MP33 blade 18-degree 1-iron muscleback forged, and I'm going to try and hit it at 29 feet solidly, nonchalantly, the way he did it, and I can't wait to show you that shot. But before we do that, we're going to do a driver. Now, what's really cool about a super strong grip with the driver, see that, is I can get up on this ball no problem. I got so much lag coming in. I want to catch that on the way up, or if I want to drill it nice and low in the direction of my target, hit some nice stinger drives, I have all the options. So let's look at, I've got a super narrow par 4 here. Look how narrow that is. A little corridor at 333 yards where that flagstick is, okay? So we're going to start with a fade. We're going to start a little left and fade it back to the right side of that flag at the fat part of that green. And let's see if we can't get it almost out there. It's only 12 feet downward, so not much elevation change here. So that just released on me. Wow. And what's really cool about a super strong grip, this is a very key point here. So you'll notice at the top of my backswing, that was 302 carry, okay? When I've got a super strong grip, you'll notice at the top of the backswing, Chris Godderup has a cupped wrist. There's so much negativity associated to that cupped wrist from years of misuse in golf instruction. And I'm here to tell you that that cupped wrist is a very natural, super strong phenomena in the human machine, okay? So if you look at a baseball player waiting for a pitch, you'll never see bowing of the wrist through impact in baseball. No need for it, right? Well, if your grip is too neutral and you're moving toward the target, the hands come through first. Man, how do I square that up? Well, I'm going to have to bow the wrist. And I'm going to have to give it a little bit more body English. So now I've just dislodged my center, got way ahead of the ball, and now I'm moving to the left with a big slice to the right. There's no fixing that, and you're opening yourself wide open for injury. Many, many surgeries on tour from tour players with neutral grips trying to cup. Ask Jordan Spieth. He's the latest one. So we super strengthen that grip, and now we allow the wrist to hinge on those anatomical snuff boxes. Look at the club face. And Chris Godderup's club face is dead square at the top of the backswing. He's super solid through impact, will never have issues with his wrists. And because that grip is so gosh darn solid, he can really thump the ground. So you look at this iron shot and look at the spray of that sand off that tee box. Nothing can come through there. I mean, obviously a tree root would stop that in his tracks, but he'd probably snap the shaft before he would injure himself if he were to hit a tree root. So that's the kind of strength that we're looking for through the ball. So my first drive of the day here was 111 club speed, 162 ball speed at 302 carry, and that was only 280 spin to the left. So I won't change anything. And I'm going to deliver. What I'm trying to do is take the tee and flick it into a nice somersault to the left of that intermediate point. Look at how strong that is right here. See that? So now when I get to the top of the backswing, see how strong? I got that beautiful cup, and now I can move toward the target. You can test this right now. If you open up your hands and the back of your wrists are nice and flat, you can hinge up and down and keep it flat. Make fists now. You'll notice, the back of the hands are cupped. When I hinge up and down, I get a beautiful hinge on my wrists. It has to be cupped. If I try to straighten that out, now my wrists are locked, and they cannot hinge on those beautiful anatomical snuff boxes that you use for baseball, tennis, fishing, hammering, etc., naturally with this human anatomy. And because it's golf, yeah, we're different. I don't think so. All right. Now let's finish one in balance. All right. There we go. So, now have a look at this one. So my path was 3 degrees left. My face was 1.4 degrees open. Look at this angle of attack. 8.6 up with a launch angle of 15.5 with a 7-degree driver. And my backspin was 2,100 RPM. And look how I'm peppering the center of that club face. So these are the last 5 shots I hit. 303 carry, 326 total with an efficiency factor of 1.48. Look at that flight. Isn't that something? So that super strong grip gives me this compression chamber that allows me to really compress that ball for that kind of efficiency at that kind of speed. Now, I'm just staying on cruise control right now. Here's another one for you. Oh, that was even deeper. I caught the fringe. Now we're looking at 7 degrees up, 3.4 left, 114 club speed, and there was 305 carry. Right? This is the stuff that I want you to experience And this is the stuff that you're going to see out of Chris Godderup. So when you get to a PGA Tour event, he's playing, definitely go see that guy. Follow him around for a few holes. See as many golf swings as you can online and really learn from him. It'll be like learning from us, okay? Now, for that shot, take a look at this shot. So he's on 18, he's cruising to victory. It's a par 5. See, he takes an iron off the tee. Look at the launch angle on this thing. And peak height was 29 feet. He twirls, picks up the tee nonchalantly. What does that tell you? He didn't hit that thin, he hit that flush. So I'm going to take my 1 iron, because I've never hit a shot flush like that at 29 feet, and I'm going to attempt and see if I can do that. I just noticed one of my students has that 1 iron, so I'm going to take the 4 iron, and that'll be double the challenge. So if we look at ball back, I'm going to play that ball as far back as possible with that nice open stance, super strong grip, and we're going to look at how I'm going to squeeze through there. And let's see if we can't get a solid shot into that direction. So alignment left, ball back, behind the ball. Now it feels like all I have to do is drop it through the back of that ball and squeeze it as low as possible into the direction of my intermediate point with momentum. Just a hair thin, but that was pretty good right there. And that was 30.2 feet, but it wasn't solid, Sav. Let me see if I can do that. So open stance, ball back, super strong grip, squeeze down and through. That was solid. That was in the fairway. That was 230 off the tee. And drum roll, 31.6 feet. Now, just to show you what that looks like at address, there's my intermediate point right here. That's what it looks like. Almost looks like I've got negative loft on that. Just bring it up and just let it squeeze down and through. And it feels like my momentum, because of my ball position, that's the secret here. I have a ball and intermediate point. I feel like from here, my arc is moving through both. Look at over the ball. See the arc moving through both? And now from there, I'm just going to let momentum squeeze that ball in that direction, i.e. the weight of my arm club unit, just like a sledgehammer. Oh yeah, that was super solid. Oh yeah. Wow. So I carried that 210 at 42 feet high. Amazing. All right. Chris Godderup. Keep an eye out. He is very soon, I guarantee in the next 5 years, he's winning a British Open or two. And he may very well be one of the guys that does it multiple times like Tom Watson did. He won it 5 times. Almost won it 6 times. That was the heartbreaker when he lost to Stuart Sink in a playoff, age 59, 9 months in recovery of his hip replacement surgery. Just the most incredible performance by a player over 50 years old at the British Open. And that fateful last shot that he hit that rolled over the back of the green up against the collar, that sealed his fate. So, and then he ran out of gas in the playoff. Stuart Sink is just, I don't know if you've ever been and next to him while he's hitting a golf shot. the man's a monster. He can really pound that ball, one of the better ball strikers out there, and he is impressive. So he had the youth behind him. He had, you know, that power behind him. And unfortunately, Tom Watson didn't have the gas to get through that playoff. That being said, we hope you guys have an amazing week, and look forward to bringing some more incredible, you know, instructional stuff for you real soon.